Hello, third grade. So for this next project, we're going to be making peace dove art. So here's my sample. So before we do that, just make sure you listen to the read aloud story that I posted called Martin's Big Words. It is about the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. So what I will do first is we'll do a step-by-step on how to draw this dove. Okay, so let's just get our white paper ready and a pencil. I will do mine in marker, that way you can all see it better. So I just kind of lightly drew it in pencil first, that way I can teach it to you all in marker. All right, so what we'll do first is the dove's belly. And like I said, you want to make sure it's near the middle of your paper. And we're just going to make, it's almost like a really big, wide letter U or like a smile shape, okay? So you want to start with that right in the middle of your paper. And then after you do that kind of smile shape, that curved line, we'll go up into the face and we're going to make a little beak. So the beak is almost like a little triangle shape here. And then after the beak, we will do a bump for the head. So if I'm going too fast in this video, feel free to just pause it or rewind or anything, okay? So we have the head, the nose, and the belly. So let's go back over here and we're going to do the back tail feathers. So for the back tail feathers, we're going to add a few bumps to make it look like feathers. And then we're just going to bring it back and then stop because we want to leave enough room for those wings. Okay, so then we're going to go back by the head over here and we're going to make that first wing. So see, it's curving, it's like a little dip right here. And then there's the top of that wing. And same thing we did with the back tail feather, we're going to do with the wing. We're going to add a few little bumps here. And then I'm going to stop because the wing next to it is overlapping. See, it's overlapping, and then we can add those bumps all the way down. And it should connect there, so just make those lines connect. And then after that, we can just do our final touches. So the line in the beak, the eye. And then if you want, you can do that line in the wing here. And then we made our dove. So as you saw in the PowerPoint there, you can see I wrote that doves are a symbol of peace. So they've been a symbol of peace for thousands of years in many different cultures, okay? So that's why we're making a dove for Martin Luther King Day, which is in January. Because Martin Luther King Jr. was all about peace and equality and treating everyone as equals. So we will be drawing a white dove to remember Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, so for our next step, we'll be making those lines around our dove. I used a ruler for mine. If you don't have a ruler, you can even use a piece of paper to just trace and make those lines. So then you're just gonna make lines going all around. Try your best to make the sections similar in size. It's okay if they're not perfectly the same size, but you don't want one section super teeny tiny and the next one really, really big. So I would do this in pencil first as well. Like I said, I'm doing it in Sharpie so you can all see it better. And you're just going around your dove like this. Okay, and then I'll do one more section right here. Okay, so after you make all your sections in your picture, there's a slide that says choose 2 words to add to your art. So I'm looking at that slide right now. So the options are peace, love, freedom, equality, change, and dream. Okay, so let me pick, I like the word equality. So I'm gonna put the word equality here. All right, so I wrote the word equality. Oops, I must have had paint on my hand. That's okay. I'll paint that section purple then. Okay, now I'm going to choose my next word. I'm going to choose the word peace. So if you're not sure what any of these words mean, you can look at the definitions in the next slide where I define a few of those words for you. Okay? So what we'll do next is we'll go down to the next slide where it says, or go 2 slides down after the definitions. It says, now choose one Martin Luther King Jr. quote to add to your work. Okay, so I'm looking at the quotes there. I'm going to do the quote, I like the quote, find a voice in a whisper. So I might want to write a little smaller so I can fit that. Find a voice in a whisper. There we go. So if you choose one of those longer quotes, you can even start at the top, like start right here, and then finish it on the bottom if you want one of those longer ones. And see how I kind of spaced them out? I didn't put like all my words in one section. I just kind of spaced them out for my artwork. All right, so now it is time to paint. If you don't have watercolor paints at home, you can use any art materials you have at home. So if you want to do just crayon, you could do crayon. If you want to do colored pencils, you could do colored pencils. Okay, markers, anything you have. So I'm going to do watercolor. So what you'll do if you're using watercolor like me is you'll need a water bucket, paper towel, and of course a brush and some paint. So I got a little purple in this section, so I'm gonna make that section it's like magenta purple color. Well, it's more pink. It's like a pretty magenta color. And we're just going to fill in one section at a time. And if you want to make a pattern, so I did a pattern in my art there, you could do a pattern for yours. Or if you would just want to do like the whole rainbow, you can do the rainbow. And you're just going to go nice and slow. Try not to get any in your white dove. We want to keep that dove white. And then you'll just fill in one section at a time. When you go to change colors, you'll clean your brush. You'll go to the next color, like this teal color. And since I use marker to write the words, I use Sharpie marker, the watercolor will not cover it. So if you have a nice black marker at home, or you can even use black pen or a black crayon, okay? You can do the words with that. All right, and then you'll just fill in each section at a time. All right, and then when you're all done, it'll look something like this. So like I said, it does not have to be watercolor paint. You can use any art medium you have at home. You just want to make sure that you draw your dove, your lines, pick 2 words and 1 quote, and that's all written in my Google Slides as well. All right, and then when you're done, make sure you upload a photo of your work so you can get credit. And I can't wait to see your finished work, everyone. Bye.